I'm Crystal Paco, and welcome to another edition of The Good Life. We start off our show by heading to Mighty for the must-go-to charitable event of the year. The 6th annual Guam is Good Wine, Food, and Art Festival was a big hit. The Cars Plus showroom in Mighty was packed to capacity. The annual event is to raise money for the Edward M. Calvo Cancer Foundation. It pairs artwork by local celebrities with great wine and food.
Guam is Good has a special sentimental significance because those were my grandfather's parting words before he passed away from cancer. But since we've had this event, this is our 6th annual event, but the phrase has really taken on a life of its own. I think Guam is Good really represents but the artists who put their time, energy, and creativity into the pieces, the sponsors that generously donate, the restaurants and the culinary sponsors who also put a lot of heart into their menus for the event, and then all of our servers from IWS and MidPac who really just make this a special event and a great party. So that's what it means.
The EMC Foundation was created by the Calvo family as a tribute to prominent businessman, the late Edward M. Calvo. The foundation's mission is to provide assistance to those battling cancer in our local community. Since its inception in 2004, the Edward M. Calvo Cancer Foundation has given over $1 million in grants to local residents battling cancer, as well as provided emotional therapy and support through the annual Guam is Good Symposium. Jenny Calvo Kitigua is Mr. Calvo's granddaughter and chairperson of the event.
Well, I think my grandfather, everyone knows that he was a very generous man. He was a very approachable man. He loved a great party, and I think when we do this every year in March, which is the same month as his birthday, we really think that he's smiling down on all of us and kind of partying along with us, and really for a great cause, and we hope that we're continuing to carry on his legacy of generosity through the Cancer Foundation.
The festival included art for auction created by an eclectic mix of guest artists, comprised of traditional artists, business and community leaders, educators, entertainers, and journalists who tapped to their creative side. Participating guest artists included Senator Mary Torres, KUM News reporter Issa Baza, and the Beat Hive's Jacqueline Sablon.
This is a self-portrait, and it's an image of my granddaughter and I. My granddaughter is now 10, and this was her at 2. And it was actually an inspiration from a photo that someone had taken of her dancing at my mother's 80th birthday. And so it was just a good memory. And when I was asked to paint something about what does Guam is Good mean to me, it just evoked feelings of family and love and the continuation of the generations. So that was my inspiration for this.
Well, this event really means a lot to me because my grandmother actually passed away through breast cancer. So it means a lot to be here providing my first painting and actually giving back to the cause. My grandma was a real matriarchal figure. She came here from England, so she's actually English. And she's a real adventurer, free-spirited, and a real independent woman, and that kind of inspired me to be the woman that I am today. So I'm proud to be here. We're giving back to her cause.
When I was asked to do it, I tried to keep it pretty appropriate. And my mom is actually a cancer survivor, so I kind of went with the whole even in darkness you can find color. I was nervous because it was a Guam is Good theme, and I usually do more abstract and goofy stuff, but I felt it kind of just happened on its own, so it worked out, and I think it's because I know it's for cancer, and I just kind of tried to think back to when we found out what was that she had cancer, and it was really dark, but she's kind of taught us that there's a reason for all of these things, and and we have grown as a family because of all of these things that have happened to us through her. Yes, so she and my father, they've taught us that there's always a reason that everything happens, so you can find color in even the darkest of days.
The event has grown throughout the years and has quickly become a must-attend event. The 6th annual Guam is Good Wine, Food, and Art Festival is unlike any other wine tasting event on island, pairing premium wines with an extensive menu of sweet and savory local bites from Guam's most creative culinary masters. Mr. Calvo's granddaughter, Marie Calvo Monge.
There are so many things, but when I think about tonight and just the love in the air, he loves celebrations, and not like the formal, stuffy celebrations or events. He loved events where people just let loose, had fun. We're in the company of good friends, good food, good wines, and good music. And so in creating this event, I think we really hit the nail on the head in capturing his essence and everything he so loved. And that's why Guam is good.
And there's more to come here on The Good Life. Hundreds turn up for an event aimed at raising funds for cancer patients. But before that, here's a clip of one of the many awesome performances at the Tumon Bay Music Festival.
Mother Mary comes to me, speaking words of wisdom. Let it be, 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 let it be. Whisper words of wisdom. Let it be.
Hafide and welcome back to The Good Life. There's a new magazine awaiting you at local newsstands filled with high-impact imagery, quality reporting, and sophisticated insights. Want to know what I'm talking about? Check out this next story. The Guamanian Magazine, or simply GM, is the newest media brand from the publishers of Uno Magazine. But unlike Uno, the Guamanian Magazine caters to an older demographic. KUAM's Nestor Lecanto serves as editor-in-chief, bringing his decades of journalistic integrity and masterful storytelling to the mix.
When EJ, our publisher, first explained to me his plan for a new magazine, I thought it was a great idea. I know he had a lot of success with Uno, but he wanted something for an older demographic, someone like myself, or someone exactly like myself. Obviously, as we get older, our interests and priorities tend to evolve, and so he wanted to produce content that sort of fit in with those changes.
Lecanto is charged with executing the creative vision for the project and offering readers a collection of pieces that are compelling, informative, and entertaining. The inaugural issue comes right out of the gate by profiling some of Guam's most powerful and influential citizens, showing the parallels between their lives and the drivers behind their success in industry, the military, education, and in government.
I want this magazine to be for everyone who calls Guam home. It's a feeling that's a little hard to describe, but I compare it to the feeling you get when you're flying in from off island, and as that plane makes its final approach, and we've all felt this, we think to ourselves, man, it's good to be home.
Executive publisher E.J. Calvo is excited to offer another angle on island life, having been behind the scenes with Uno magazine. In that time, he's developed a love for chronicling the many events and goings-on throughout Guam.
We want the Guamanian to be a product that we can all be proud of. We have so much love and pride for our island, and the Guamanian is a product that we hope all of you will be able to show off to anyone that visits Guam or knows about Guam abroad, you can show them all the great things happening, all the interesting, dynamic people we have, and events that occur. And we're really working hard to accomplish that mission. And I think we did a great job with this first issue.
The Guamanian is available now throughout Guam at Circle K stations, Payless supermarkets, bestseller bookstores, and select coffee shops. The GM will also have a digital component for the interactive crowd, delivering high-quality content and award-winning photography on desktop and mobile devices. Available at your fingertips anytime. When we return here on The Good Life, we're introducing you to a group of people living the good life in the open ocean. Keep it here.
When the broken-hearted people living in the world agree, there will be an answer. Let it be. They may be parted. There is still a chance that they will see. There will be an answer. Let it be.
Hafide, and welcome back to The Good Life. In this next story, we introduce you to a group of people who take kayaking to a whole new level. Puerto Rico native Raph Vargas is making a big splash in the local kayak community.
I'm stationed at Anderson Air Force Base. We've been here for 11 months. I'm an original bass fisherman by trade, and coming here on Guam, to Guam, we're bringing a lot of kayaks and trying to bring that new way of fishing, especially here in such a beautiful island on the salt water. So what we got here today is just trying to get together with some of the local friends and families that love fishing.
Before he even started his tour on Guam, Vargas took to social media to lure in interest.
Once I found out that I was coming to Guam, I was very excited, and I started a group on Facebook called Guam Kayak Fishing. And I was, before I got here, 3 months before I got here, so I saw that it started gaining tracking. So by the time I got here, I already got some people kind of like very excited about it, and we got the shirts going, and we got the groups going, the meetings going, and sometimes we do the occasional, hey, put some money on the table and see who can outfish each other, and so we got a lot of friendship, a lot of getting people out, getting involved, and the most important thing is like it's such a easygoing sport or activity that anybody. I have an 11-year-old daughter. She owns one of the kayaks, and I take her out deep sea, and I'll take her out in the river, take her out on the bays, or depending on the weather and the conditions, of course, always stay safe.
Before he knew it, the Guam Yackers was formed.
The purpose of this group is just to connect with people that like fishing, connect with people that are looking for other ways to fish, and people to encourage them to enjoy the island, because being on this island, it offers so many opportunities, and being able to go out there and enjoy the ocean, the waters, and go fishing. Even if you don't like fishing, just go out there. It's just the way to do, especially in this sunny island that is one season 24/7. So that's how Guam Yacker came up to be.
Recently at the Hagutnya Boat Basin, the Guam Yackers hosted a show and tell about kayak fishing.
We got here some of the Hobie kayaks. Here in particular, we got the Hobie Pro Angler 14. We got the Outback as well. So we got two Outbacks over here, the Pro Angler 14, and we're just showing all the capabilities and versatility that you have with these kind of vessels. You can go offshore. We do a lot of offshore fishing. We go 6 miles out on the east side of the island, depending on the winds. Right now, the mahi season is kicking in, so we've been landing mahis every time we go out. We catch anything from mahis to mafutis to sometimes the occasional shark. But we try to go for whatever we can get out there, and hopefully one day you'll see us on TV catching a big marlin. So stay tuned.
Vargas explains the kayak they use are constructed for extreme conditions.
So the Hobie kayaks, we use the Hobie kayaks in particular because as you can see, for the past 3 months, we have nothing but winds coming from the east. And these winds are coming anywhere from 15 to 25 miles per hour. So you got two options, right? You got the option to stay home and not fish if you don't have a boat, or fish from the shore. Or perhaps, you know, with the Hobie kayaks, they have a pedal system drive that is called the Mirage drive, and this system enables you to fight the wind, fight the currents, while you have your hands free and you can fish all day. We've been in situations that we've been in small craft advisories, which, you know, we're very safe. Safety is paramount when we go out there. We have VHF radio, we have GPS, we have obviously personal floating devices, and we're always within visual range of each other, so we never go alone in these conditions. And we go out there at sometimes 8-10 foot swells. We're still able to fight the current and fight the fish and be able to get back safely. And I think the Hobie kayak is just an excellent platform to allow any kayak angler to be able to fight the wind, the current. Sometimes the tide is pushing you out, and all that stuff without, in a safe way, without giving up the ability to troll the lures and be able to fish.
Vargas stresses that every time they go out, the Guam Yakers do mission planning and risk management, study the tide schedules, and assess the topography of the island that might provide shield from strong winds. Safety is a priority.
We got a lot of areas that we adjust. Sometimes we go to Umatic and then realize that the wind over there is not helping out, so we need to move further south or something like that. So we're always exploring the weather, the conditions, but the fact is that the Hobie will give you the best chance to get out there and be able to fight the currents from a kayak. Otherwise, your upper body, when you're doing your paddle, it can get a little bit more tiresome. Your legs are the strongest muscle of your body, so you can using your legs to propel yourself through the water. You can stand. I mean, sometimes we go out there and fish for 5-6 hours. Sometimes we push 8 to 10 hours on the water. So definitely the pedal system is a plus, and it helps us here with the environment.
For more information about Guam Yakers, check them out on Facebook at Guam Kayak Fishing. So have we got you hooked yet? That looked like a lot of fun. And speaking of fun, there's more fun to come here on The GU'd Life when we return from the break.
Just the same, ever a surprise, ever as before, ever just as sure as the sun will rise.
Hafide and welcome back to The GU'd Life. Sure, we've got beautiful beaches, sunsets, breathtaking views, and warm temperatures all year long, but that's not what makes Guam beautiful. What makes Guam beautiful is her people, and recently, hundreds of you turned up for an event we hosted to raise thousands of dollars for children battling cancer. Sabrina Salas Matanani reports.
Guam did a truly amazing thing as a community and as a family at the annual St. Baldrick's head shaving event, providing hope, raising money, and sending love to kids and their families battling cancer all over the world, especially here on the island. This was an experience we'll all take with us for the rest of our lives, and we made a difference. Stepping up to the plate was the Ka'ai family. They are the literal embodiment of teamwork. Leonard, originally from Hawaii, and Tara, originally an Apinko, who was born and raised in Santa Rita, have 3 children. Together, they're the founders and creative dynamos behind the wildly popular Hafaloha apparel brand and store. They're a very tight-knit group, and they cite this connection as their foundation in life, in business, and as active members of the Guamanian community. And true to form, the Ka'ais and their staff all made the collective decision to support the head shaving event for St. Baldrick's to fight kids' cancer after being touched by the story of Princess Taya Van Meter, a young person with an uncanny spirit and immeasurable strength who recently beat brain cancer.
It started off with a text, and I sent it out to our group chat in our Hafalo family, and instantly we had a great response, and I was just expecting the boys to jump at the opportunity, and my wife said, I want to shave my head. And I looked at her and I said, really? You know, it's going to take a little while for your hair to grow back,
But it's just hair, you know, it's just hair. It's going to grow back. You know, these little guys, they don't have a choice, you know, to be bald. And, you know, if us shaving our head could make brighten their day, you know, just for a little while, or make them feel some sense of normalcy, then it was worth it.
The entire Hafaloha staff showed up in full force and shaved their head. And amid the crowd, we also caught up with Taya, who turns out is a believer.
Is it too late now to say sorry? Yeah, no, I'll let you down. It's too late to say sorry now.
And just like Justin Bieber, this little 5-year-old is destined for greatness.
She wants to be a YouTube star.
But Taya Camille Van Meter is already a social media hit. She's friends with Pia Mia, the recording artist from Guam, who has close to 4 million followers on Instagram alone. Just recently, Taya garnered thousands of views on KUAM's Facebook page for inspiring the entire management and staff at Hafaloha Clothing to shave their heads to raise money for St. Baldrick's.
There's really no words. Like, when I look at Taya, like, this little 5-year-old has brought so many people in our lives, and you know, we're just so blessed.
If you haven't heard her story by now, Taya fought cancer and beat it. Let's face it, she's had people like PXC's Brogan Walker in her corner. Taya was just 4 years old when she was diagnosed with a rare form of brain cancer.
Taya couldn't jump. She was just really like, she was kind of walking like she had to lean on things. So they scheduled an MRI that Thursday, and then that Friday we found out that she had a 4-centimeter tumor on in her brain.
In a matter of days, Dad BJ Rolinski, Mom Tara Van Meter, and Taya were off to California to begin 10 months of intense surgeries and chemotherapy treatment.
She was so strong. Like, Taya wouldn't, you know, even if she was hurting, like, we would ask her, and she said, no, I don't hurt. Like, we'd have, so, you know, all she wanted to do was get out and go play. So I think that was like her thing was.
Really kept us going. It's just seeing her battle it out and remain happy.
Dubbed the Princess Warrior because her dad plays football for Pepsi, Taya's now back on Guam, a champ.
She's in remission. She's done. Her scans came back clear, and so she's our little warrior. She's all finished.
How do you like being back on Guam?
How do you
like being back on Guam?
Good.
What do you love most about Guam?
Flying kites
Flying kites? Where do you fly kites?
at the park.
What kind of kite do you have?
A
Princess Kaya.
Well, of course she does. Welcome home, Princess Taya.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for playing for me.
And go team what?
Go Team Kaya.
We set a new local record, shaving 89 people, our most for an event, including the most women and children we've ever had. In just 4 hours, we showed that we care, symbolically and monetarily. We prepared lots of ponytails to be recycled for use in wigs for locks of love and took care of local cancer patients through the Edward M. Calvo Cancer Foundation. Thanks a million to our barbers, stylists, shavees, volunteers, and donators. We did it.
And that's going to do it for us here on The Good Life. Until next time, be good, Guam. Adios.